What I think is cool about visiting your parents' house when you're middle-aged is, and that's my snoring dog, my parents' snoring dog on the floor if you hear snoring. What I think is really cool is that you don't get assaulted by memories of yourself at 4, 8, 12, 18, and in your 20s, and you don't think of your parents at your current age, and you definitely don't think about, cycles of birth and death and aging, and it's like super chill and it's not poignant. That's the cool thing. As someone who left my hometown at age 18 and visits maybe a couple times a year, it's amazing. I always, more and more as time goes on, I think, what if I didn't leave at 18 and then never come back, essentially? Like, what if I didn't live in different countries, and what if I'd stayed here? Like, there's the thing about hometown memories is that you don't even know that these memories reside in you, and then you'll, like, yesterday we passed this pizzeria I grew up going to, Dorimo's. I used to go there all the time on Fridays especially, and just like there was a dumpster in the back of Dorimo's, and it with like a little wooden fence around it, and I forgot about that dumpster. But we used to sit in the parking lot waiting for our pizza. I don't know, my childhood friend and I, and somehow just like staring out of the car at that dumpster with a little wooden fence around it. And I have never thought about that, and I don't think I ever would have thought that of that little scene again, ever. But then it's just sitting there. That's the dog snoring still. It's just sitting there, all these familiar places. And I think, yeah, that's one difficulty about leaving, is you don't get all these reminders of who you were when you were growing up in the faces of people that you see, or that's the dog. I don't know if you can hear the dog. He's really, really loud. In the faces of people that you encounter, or like little tiny scenes that you pass every day, like what must it be like to be in the same town for 60 years or 80 years, or in my grandmother's case, 99 and a half years, to always be reminded of who you were. That's actually kind of why I like being in New York City, is that so many corners and stores and restaurants and parks remind me of who I was when I was a teenager, or like in my 20s or even 30s. So I can't escape the fact that I was a person there, which is good. My neck is turning red, which is why I covered it with my hair. I don't think anyone will watch this far, but hey, you never know. The other thing I've been enjoying the lack of friction with is language. It's really incredible that we can, in our native languages especially, we can just translate our thoughts through vocalizations and signify our thoughts to other people. And whereas in France, I'm just like, I would like to have bread, please. And it's always laborious for the most part. In English, I am really good at English, and I don't want to toot my own horn, but no, I do actually. I am really good at this language. Look at me speaking right now. I can talk about anything. I can talk about a morose hippopotamus who is going through a rancorous divorce with his ex, who happens to be a meerkat, who worked in finance for decades and is now taking off for Peru to find herself. I can say that. Do you know what I can say in French? I can say, I would like to file for a visa renewal. That's with a German accent. I don't know why. Anyway, it takes so much effort to express myself, especially, with native speakers in company, and especially in groups. It's just very difficult. And in English, I am fantastic. I can talk about anything. I can watch any movie. I can read any book. I can watch any comedy set. I know exactly what they're talking about. That's really good. I'm really good at English. also the thing is, I didn't just leave at 18. I've lived in 3 countries and maybe 7 cities, and a couple countries are not even English speaking, and so basically my entire adult life has been an exercise in adapting to some new set of unfamiliar things, geographically, linguistically, culturally. And so even the past year, I was in a new city and with a new language, and so it just felt like an uphill climb. It feels like an uphill climb, and that's the way it is when you choose to do this. But like, I have the comfort of the familiar. It's so simple, but like, I know my hometown. I have a terrible sense of direction, but I know where everything is. I know like everything that exists in my hometown. I don't have to think about navigating too much. I mean, a little bit, because I really am stupendously, incredibly bad at direction and locations of stuff. But like, the ease, when you are in the same place for 20 years or more, like all the things that become easier in your life because you don't have to familiarize yourself with them. So I had this funny little sensation at my dad's doing something outside. This funny feeling recently where I'm in my childhood home, which I know where everything is. So I just like, even knowing where the lights, just every little inch of the house, knowing where the light switches are, knowing where, I just thought like it was such a pleasant feeling to not have to search for things. And I feel like I have engineered my adult life to need to search. I need to learn whole new systems of things and whole new geographical environments and all sorts of stuff. And it's just so much easier to know where the thing is, and I'm rambling here, but to just have it already embedded in your mind. It takes so much of the friction out of daily life. Even after a year in France, like I'm still absolutely learning where things are in my particular city. Even my apartment after 9 months is not that familiar, you know? Anyway, it's really nice to have an absence of friction in that way.